I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Monday, December the 2nd, brought to you in part by Macrocin by Bimeda. Macrocin is a bold, straight shooting telithromycin injection, basically just a generic Draxin that does what it's supposed to do for you, for your cattle, and most importantly for your bottom line. For more information, go to macrocin.com. Also, Joplin Regional Stockyards, I mean a big week for the daddy of them all there. Joplin's going to have a big sale here on Monday today. They're going to start at 5:30 in the morning. They're expecting around 9,500 head. I mean, there'll be over 100 loads of yearlings easy, maybe 150. Lots of wean calves, lots of pee-wee calves. Every class will be well tested, I guarantee you. But just a lot of cattle. This market is really popped. They've got cattle waiting out in the wings. They're helping those people market those cattle. They're telling them, hey, you've got cattle ready to sell. Get them in here. This is a good time to sell them. So they have a big sale here on Monday. Of course, they have their Way Up Cow and Bull sale on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, this Thursday, the 5th, they're having a value-added special. Now, these will all be program cattle. They'll be long time weaned and vaccinated through the specifications there of JRS value-added sale. There'll be about 5,000 of those at least, maybe better, as good as I expect this Monday sale to be. So it's going to be big, guys. And then after the Thursday special, value-added special on Thursday, and it should be done pretty fast. It's usually bigger drafts of cattle, and they usually go through them pretty good. Be in the afternoon there at Joplin, there at the barn, they are going to be having one of their primetime livestock videos. And they're expecting at least 100 loads on there. They've already got those, of course, consigned and in the catalog there. 100 loads of them. You can see all those auctions at DVAuction.com. You can go in there and check them out at Primetime Livestock Video. You can go on to JoplinStockyards.com and get some more information about all this. But all of their auctions are on DVAuction.com. View and bid those sales right there, guys. Records will be broken. And I guess that's why we set them. I guess that's why we keep track of them. I, for one, did not expect us to break records that we set this last spring on cattle in the fall. But I never expected so much moisture to have all this winter forage that we've got. And I tell you what, it's just driving everything. And then, we had a holiday here with Thanksgiving there, and I'm not sure if a lot of you realize what all has gone on in the last 4 or 5 days, but this market has jumped. Our fat cattle are bringing 190 again, and we didn't see that till Wednesday afternoon. Another one that was kind of brought on by the Fed Cattle Exchange, that where they have competition and demand on that online platform there, but it kind of showed what those packers were willing to do, and then it went even further, but ended up getting 190 on a direct basis in the southern plains and in the northern plains. We haven't seen that in the southern plains for 4 months, and I thought we could get back there maybe this spring or this next spring or this next summer, but I never thought we would see it this fall. So this thing has really jumped a lot more than I believed that it would. But you look back at some of the records that we saw here. Of course, we were breaking records on all classes of cattle as far as the market on them back this last spring and early summer into the midsummer there. But in early July, your real-time index that we keep track of here on the feeder flash hit 260.44. That was the highest ever seen it settle for a day's trade. The one we've got to end this last week was 259.40, so we're just about a buck from there. Chances are, as much as these buyers are after these cattle, we probably will blow by that early this week here and set a new record for your real-time index. Of course, your CME feeder cattle index will be shortly behind that. but a 5 area weighted average. I don't expect us to bust that, but the latest record we had in that this summer on our 5 area weighted average of fed cattle was 197.09 for the weighted average of all your direct sales in the 5 area. I don't see us breaking that this fall, but who the heck knows? I didn't expect to see our feeder markets and stocker markets as high as they are right now, but we did see a heck of a jump this last week, and I don't think a whole lot of us really expected to see that happen this quick. But you look back into, I'm talking back in June, when we started seeing some of the highest prices that we'd ever seen before on feeder cattle. Did see 950 weight steers. The highest I had quoted for an individual quote was 261 on 9 weight steers. We're getting close to that on some extreme deals. 800-pound steers at 284. We're there on those, breaking records. And then I didn't ever remember quoting any 7-weight steers for more than $3 back in June and July. But I did look back, and I saw an all-time Macrocin no BS top quote for the day that was in June out of Kimball Livestock Exchange on some 773-pound steers that bring $299. So there had to have been some strings weighing in the light 7s that broke $3. But we did that over the weekend, guys. So just hang on. I'm going to give you some big-time quotes. And it's unbelievable what this market is doing. It's all because of the big rains that we saw in the southern plains that has really sparked this wheat pasture. We've got wheat pasture grazing like we haven't had in years and years and years. And a lot of people don't ever remember it being this good. And they are buying some of these high dollar cattle, these top quality cattle up in the Dakotas and in Nebraska and places. Some of those are making their way down into the southern plains to get that cheap gain on them. And so then they're probably getting them close to the Flint Hills and places where they can take those cattle on to bigger weights then. So it's just, it's wild what's going on now, guys. But you need to pay attention. Don't miss the boat. Don't go around uninformed. It's too easy to get informed here in about 15 minutes listening to the feeder flash. But on Friday at Stockman's Livestock Exchange in Dickinson, North Dakota, that's a DVAuction broadcaster and good friends of ours here, they had a replacement sale. They sold bred heifers up to $3,600 per head. They sold young bred cows from $3,000 to $34.25 per head. They did have one set of black baldies. Young black baldies bring $3,700. They saw short and solid mouth bred cows up to $3,000. I mean, these things are bringing a lot of money, guys. Before we get too carried away on how high prices could get, and that's why I started giving these, is to give you an idea where you could buy some cattle worth the money that might make some money. And I checked in with my old buddy Ellison Carter there at EC Cattle Company, and that's down in Santo, Texas, there just south and back west of Fort Worth, or in that area. And he works about 50 sale barns. He's got buyers at all over North Texas, Central Texas, all in there. He can put you some cattle together worth the money, and the health on them is a lot better. I haven't given you any prices for quite a while. Frankly, the health on put together cattle back this early this fall was really bad, and it was tough. And if you didn't absolutely know what you were doing, didn't really want to get you guys tied in with any. But since the temperatures have cooled down, the health on these cattle is quite a bit better. Now you're still going to have to know what you're doing as far as getting them in, getting their shots and watching them and checking doctor and sequence and things like that. But you know, that's why you can add value to these cattle, and by the time they're yearlings, they'll be worth as much as some of these cattle that are topping the price charts right now. But look at some of these steers and bulls. These are delivered prices from Santo, Texas, mainly going to the Texas Panhandle, western Oklahoma, places like that. You can kind of figure what it's going to be to get them to where you're at. But you can call and order cattle from Ellis and Carter and be prepared to know what you want, because he knows everything about the cattle business. So you can talk and visit with him. But how about some steers and bulls there? These are delivered prices. They had a load of them go out this past week, weighed 340 on the average at 324. There'll be a few bulls on them, but good quality. 410 pounders delivered for 285. Be a few bulls on them too. 460 pound load of steer and bull calves there at 269 delivered. How about 510 pounders on the average, bring 280, and these were fancy. They were just Charolais and blacks, all steers. So I'm not sure where else you can go to find that. They are put together, but they got to come from somewhere, guys. 545 pound load on the average, 287. Those cattle are all English, no ear, and all steers. How about 585 pound load at 246? They were all steers. Load weight 650 pounds at 254. Now they're a little bit higher. They were all black, and that was a country deal. Not put together through the sales, but he did market them through a EC Cattle Company there. How about another load of 720 pounders at 241, all steers? How about some heifers? Look at them. 330 pound load of heifers are on average on each one of them. They bring 288 delivered, 470 pounds at 252. Load average 510 pounds at 254, and they would be really fancy. Load weight 595 pounds on the average at 228. Really good quality there. And load that averaged 617 pounds a piece, they delivered for 226. So if you're interested in that, get a hold of them, ellisandcartercattle.com, and you can get the contact information there. I don't give out the phone numbers on the feeder flash. But it's an exciting time. I'm going to give you some prices you guys won't believe. But let's go look at your board for last week. December live cattle futures, Monday was down 27 cents. Tuesday was up 40. Wednesday was up $1.10. Of course, Thursday was Thanksgiving. Friday was down 2 cents, with December live cattle futures ending the week at 187.97, which was up $1.20 for the week. Your February contracts ended the week 42 cents higher at 188.62. Your April contract out there is at 190.77. If you want to take a look at that, but these futures are running behind what the market's doing, guys. That December live cattle contract is settling under 188. We're going to have a 190 plus, or right at 190 weighted average. It's got a little bit of running to do. Your feeder cattle for January, Monday was up $1.17, Tuesday was up $2.62, Wednesday was up 67 cents, holiday on Thursday and Friday up another 70, just trying to chase down what your cash prices are. January feeder cattle ended very close to where that's at 259.47. That was up $5.17 for the week. March was up $5.50 at 258.62. Your August out there that everybody looks at to price those grass cattle off of, sitting at 263.57, and be thinking about some LRPs there if you like that. How about your grains? March corn ended the week at $4.33 a bushel, which was down 2 1/4 cents for the week. January beans at $9.89.5. That was up 6 cents for the week. March hard red winter wheat settled ending the week at $5.40 3/4, which was down 24 3/4 cents a bushel compared to the end of last week. Talk about your fat cattle market last week up through Thursday, and most of it was done on Wednesday, and a lot of people had checked out for Thanksgiving already. But through Thursday, we had sold 62,600 head, which is a pretty good movement. When they crank the price up $3 or $4, you get some pretty good movement there. But live fat steers and heifers last week sold up through Thursday at 186 to 192. That was 3 to 4 bucks higher. Your weighted average on live steers in your 5 area up through Thursday was 189.97. That was about over $3.50 higher than the previous week. Your dress sales ranged from 294 to 306. That was 6 bucks higher. Your weighted average on dress steers 296.63. That was over $5 higher. Then on Friday we had some more sales, not a lot and not much different, but just continuing that. And talking about on Wednesday, I did hear some cattle in Nebraska bringing 291 and then putting wheels under them to take them to Kansas packing houses, guys. So that's how wild things are getting. How about Iowa? Sell 1,200 on Friday. They sold 34,200 for the week. Live sales on Friday 189 to 190 and 298 dressed. Nebraska sold 300 head on Friday, 19,300 for the week. Live price on Friday 190, dressed at 296. Kansas did not have any sales on Friday. They sold 5,100 on Wednesday, all at 190. That was 3 to 4 bucks higher. Texas sold another 300 on Friday. They sold 5,700 for the week. Live sales 190, and that was 2 to 3 bucks higher. And most all of it on Wednesday. They did have some 188 on Wednesday too, but 2 to 3 bucks higher there. Box beef cutout values gained some ground last week in lighter holiday trading. Choice cuts, your weighted average on all of last week's choice sales, 310.77. That was up 344. Your end of the week, late Friday, box beef choice cuts was down just a quarter, 100 weight for them. Compared to that weighted average at 310.52. Selects, your weighted average on all of last week's sales was up 179 compared to the previous week at 274.46. And your late Friday sales on selects were just a little bit cheaper than that, down 16 cents at 274.30. All that based on 487 loads of cuts, grinds, and trimmings. Your choice select spread on your weighted average was $36.31, which is huge. Your slaughter last week, 528,000 estimated. That's a holiday slaughter, hard to compare with the previous week or the same week a year ago because it wasn't a holiday. The holiday landed the previous week. So, but for everything being shut down on Thursday and people wanting off Friday and Saturday, 528,000 is not too bad of a weekly slaughter. Talk about what else is going on. Don't forget about the Western Video Market big sale video auction here this Tuesday. Tomorrow on Tuesday, it's going to be coming from Silver Legacy in Reno, Nevada. They've got a lot of really nice cattle on there. Pretty much all weaned calves and yearlings in the feeder offering. So you guys are tired of them balling calves. You won't find, I didn't see any listed there. But then they are going to have a pretty sizable offering of replacements. Bred heifers, bred cows, and pairs. So you need to check out that sale. It starts at 9 o'clock Pacific on Tuesday. That's 11 o'clock Central, so that's easy, guys, if you're out here in the center part of the country. But they got a pre-show that only lasts 15 minutes, but starts at 9 Pacific. The sale starts at 9:15 Pacific. They've got about 150 lots of cattle to sell. They load lots and numerous load lots. So a lot of really nice cattle. Like I said, long-time weaned calves, yearlings, and then a lot of really fancy replacement stock. Don't forget that sale. You can go on to wvmcattle.com and you can get on to watch there and also bid, or you can just go to DVAuction.com, select the Western Video Market sale, and get on and watch and bid that way. But don't miss that sale tomorrow on Tuesday. Western Video Market's big video sale, guys. How about, let's talk about our feeder cattle market, which you guys have been listening to all this other, just waiting for that feeder market. But your real-time index on DV Auction ended the week at 259.40. That was up $4.66 compared to your end of the week real-time index the previous week. Talk about some sales that you want to catch, guys. Of course, we've got the big Joplin sales going on this week, and there'll be a lot of sales having big runs this week. At Beaver County Stockyards, I'm going to be going there both Tuesday and Wednesday and helping out. They're going to have a huge run, 6,000 or 7,000 on Tuesday, and then a huge replacement sale along with their way up sale on Wednesday. They've got about 1,300 cows to sell on Wednesday. It'll be a lot of nice bred heifers there, a lot of really honest and good quality bred cows. If you're interested in something like that, if you've always wanted to go to Beaver and you're looking for a good time to do it, this week will be a good time to do it. You can stay in the Moto Lodge with me, Hilltop Plaza Inn there, downtown Beaver on Tuesday night. That's where I'll be. But we want to remember we're going to have two big fundraisers for Josh Nine, our friend there, that has always worked at Beaver, been there for a long time. He's a friend of all of ours there, associated with Beaver County Stockyards. Got a serious cancer diagnosis. Going to cost a lot of money to fight it. Now Jeff Slatton has told me that some of you people have heard me talk about it, and you're already sending checks in to the sale barn. You can just donate money like that if you feel it on your heart to do that. But they're getting checks sent in, getting some nice letters sent in, and that kind of pulls at your heartstrings a little bit. But let's talk about this cash feeder market. Last week, your cash trends in your sale barns, $4 to $10 higher on feeders. Lightweight stockers, $20 to $30 higher, and not exaggerating at all. I mean, I'm going to give you some quotes that you're not going to believe. If you can't get excited about these, Viagra will not help you guys. Let's talk about your NationalBeefWire stick-out sale of the day. It was on Friday in Burwell, Nebraska. Burwell Livestock Market. They have a DVAuction broadcaster, have been forever. And the market was just simply sharply higher. You look at this automated market report. I'm going to give you the best tested weights here. 402 head of 4-weight steer calves in Burwell, Nebraska, average 458 pounds with a weighted average price on all of them of $388.21. 678 head of the 5-weight fancy steers in Burwell, average 551, weighted average 348.19 on nearly 700 of them, averaging 5.5, guys. That is huge. 598 head of 6-weight steers, Burwell, Nebraska, average weight 656, average price 302.86. How about your heifers? 382 head of 4-weight heifers, average 449, weighted average price 339.78. 414 head of the 5-weight heifers, average 549 pounds at 303.37, and 228 head of 6-weight heifers, average 648 at 269.59. Very impressive. These are the stick-out top quotes from Burwell, and there was 3 big ones there that just kind of went down in weight. I want to give you an idea how high this market has gotten over the holiday weekend, guys. 260 head of yearling steers in Burwell weighed 1050 on Friday and bring 255.10. Wow. How about 76 head of 798 or 800 pound steers in Burwell on Friday? They bring 284.25. It's as high as I've ever seen them. 108 head, 529 pound steers, a big load of them, guys, brought 372, weighing 529, people. Oh my goodness, it's getting wild. How about some other individual quotes from all around? How about that Erickson Spalding livestock market there in Erickson, Nebraska? Tyler Sweat sold his steers in there. He had 80 of them that weighed 631 and bring 354. I mean, this is the highest I've ever heard of it ever in the history of the world. It is crazy. How about your Macrison no BS top quote for the day? It come out of Winter Livestock Auction in Winter, South Dakota. Black and black baldy steers, 97 of them, weighed 700 pounds smooth, and bring 312.50. And that's your feeder flash for Monday.